my dear students, welcome to CR Digital Classes. Today we are going to discuss about looping statements with the examples. So in the question it might come across, that is what are looping statements, and then we will explore what are the different types of looping statements which are available in C. So what do you mean by looping statement? Looping means nothing but where it is executing a block of code n number of times. N it can be, that is, multiple times. What do you mean by multiple? Until and unless a particular condition is satisfied, it goes on executing, and once a condition is satisfied and once it executes it, it will terminate its process and come out of that particular loop. Now whenever you are going with the looping statement, what happens is same work is repeated again and again, which enhances the program code. At the same time we are able to maximally use the benefits of the looping statements. So the different types of looping statements which are available for the user are, that is, while loop, do while loop, for loop, and nested loops. Now whenever we are going with the while loop, what is while loop? While loop, the first loop which we will see today is while loop. What do you mean by while loop? While loop is said to be as entry controlled loop. What do you mean by entry controlled loop? Entry controlled loop is a loop where it checks the condition before the entry of that particular code. Now, what do you mean by that? It's nothing but, for example, if you can see this example here, that is, here I is 1, so okay, it is printing of numbers from 1 to 5, okay. So whenever you are going that is what you are doing. First, we are checking while. While is a keyword, and what follows after that is nothing but your function symbol, okay. In that, what you are doing, you are using some operators, that is, I is less than or equal to 5. That is, again, what you are doing, this is the premises of your while loop. This is the premises of the while loop. That means if the condition is true, you please execute this particular code is what is being stated within this particular braces. So what do you mean by entry control loop? Entry control loop is a loop where it checks for the condition before the entry of the particular code. That is, before the code has to execute, it has to satisfy that condition. If the condition is true, then only it gets executed. That is, int I is equal to 1 while I is less than or equal to 5. Okay, that is, I value was previously, now it is 1. So 1 is less than or equal to 5, it is true. Okay, now that is why it has gone into the statement. Then what is that? Here is nothing but here we are printing hello. Okay, now once it is printed, what you are doing, you are incrementing your I value as plus 1. That is, now the I value was previously 1, now it has gone with 2 because it is post decrement, that is here post increment, that is here it is plus plus, that is after you execute the statement you please increment yourself. That is nothing but after that it is, that is 5, 1 is a value, so 1 plus plus it is 1, so 1 plus 1 it is 2. 2 is less than or equal to 5, it is correct. So that is why it is going again inside and executing this block of code, that is hello is printed again. Now again, once again you are incrementing its I value to plus 1, that is 3. 3 is less than or equal to 5, it is true. That is why it is going into the premises of the while loop and it is printing the statement called hello. Then again it is going inside and it is incrementing its value to 4. That is, I value is now 4. 4 is less than or equal to 5. It is true. So that is why again it is printing hello. Okay, now here again I value is incremented to plus 1. Again 5. 5 is less than or equal to 5. It is true. So again hello is printed. Now again here I value is incremented to plus 1. So here I value is 6. 6 is less than or equal to 5. It is false. That is why it terminates and comes out of the particular loop. So here if you can see the output, that is 5 times we are executing the hello statement. If we are executing the value, what we can do here is we have to give that how many times. If you want the count, then you have to mention it as hello is equal to how many times. That is, here if you say it as I, that is 1 time, 2 time, 3 time, 4 and 5, that is 5 times you are executing the value of hello. So this particular loop is termed to be as entry control loop, where entry, before the entry of the code itself, the value is checked before and you are able to execute the code once the code is satisfied. If the condition is false, you are not executing the code and simply your particular next statements will be executing. Okay, now next here is do while loop. What is do while loop? Do while loop is said to be as, that is exit control. What do you mean by exit control? Exit control is nothing but where the, that is, condition is checked at the exit time. That is, you at least see there should be one particular statement to the user if the condition is false. So for that reason, that is why do while is said to be as a exit control statement, where even though the particular condition is false, at least one time the code, that is the statement, is executed on the user screen. So here if you can just see, that is here I value is, that is 1. Okay, now what is the do here? Do is again a keyword. This is the premises of your main, and if you can see, there is a difference here in the entry and exit. That is, what is the difference here? There is no terminator here. If you put terminator here, what happens is the code will not execute at all. So that is the reason we are keeping the opening and closing parenthesis. That is, here it is a block of codes which you can put it once a condition is satisfied. When you talk about the do while, what is happening here is do while, that is here do, what you are doing, you're telling the system, that is a compiler, you do some statements, you print some statement while the condition, after it, while you are coming out of it, you are checking the condition and you have a terminator after the condition is mentioned. So again, if you can check it, do while is said to be as exit control. At the exit point, you are checking the condition. If the condition is false, at least one time the statements are executed on the screen. So for example, here you can see int I is equal to 1, do printf hello. Okay, now hello is printed before the condition only, because already the statement is given. So I is incremented to +1. Okay, now here what you are doing here, that is I value is +1, that is now it is 2. So 2 is less than or equal to 5, it is true. Again it is going and printing the value hello. Like this it goes on. So here what is the difference here is, it is nothing but if the condition is 5, for example, if I is 5. Okay, if I is 5, so what you, sorry, if the I is 5, it is okay, it is printing because I is less than or equal to 5. If you are having the condition is I is less than 5, so 5 is less than 5 is false. So this statement, even though the condition is false, hello will be printed on the screen. So I'm sure that here what you are doing here is, you are able to get the value, you are able to do that, that is you are able to get it. So even though the condition is false, the value is printed at least one time to the user. Okay, now next we will see what do you mean by for loop. Loop is nothing but until and unless you just go into until you are satisfied. Then once the condition is satisfied, you execute certain period of statements. Then after that you come out of the particular loop, okay, from the arena. Now when you talk about the for loop, what do you mean by the for loop? Now in the while loop, you were having three statements. That is, in the while loop you were having, I'll give you there only, that is in the while loop you were having, that is while statement was something like this, while condition, okay, that is condition is specified, and again the value was incremented or decremented, then you had your initialization. But in the for loop, what is criteria here is, everything is given on a single line. That is, here it is having three separators. That is, if you can see here, it is a separator here. So here this becomes one statement, this becomes one statement, and this becomes another statement. Now for example here, for, like this it appears, for, in that you have three blocks. That is, one block is for initialization, one block it is for condition checking, one block it is for increment and decrement. Now whenever you are doing here, what you are doing here itself, you are mentioning the I value. That is, here itself you mention your I value is equal to 1. Okay, then again you have your condition checking and you have your increment or decrement based upon the user's choice. Now for example, when you are ignoring that, for example, if my I value is previously declared, then what I can do here is I is equal to 1. You can simply leave the particular place as blank, and then you can give your value like this, condition checking and increment or decrement. This is also allowed in your programming statement. So for example here, if you are not, that is if you are not specifying anything in the initialization, before only the value is specified, it is okay, because anyhow you are having a separator, so it assumes the value is considered, then it is checking with the condition, and then based on the condition it will perform its activity. Now we'll see it with an example. What is an example here is same, the printing of the hello statement onto the screen for 5 times. Now when you check it here, I value is 1, I is less than, so now it is true. So I value is 1, fine. So 1 is less than or equal to 5, it goes into and it will print the statement as hello. Then again it will go to the increment or decrement place. It will increment its value to +1. Then again it will check with the condition. If it is true, yes, because I value now was 1. Now it is being incremented to +1. So it is 2. So 2 is less than or equal to 5. It is correct. So again it is going into the loop and it is executing hello. Like this it goes on until it reaches the value of 4. Now if my I value is 4, now what happens here is 4 plus 1, that is now 4 times I have printed hello. Then after that what I am doing here, 4 plus 1, it is 5. So 5 is less than or equal to 5, it is true. Hello is printed because the condition is true. Now if I am incrementing my I value is 6. So 6 is less than or equal to 5, it is false. You are coming out of the particular executable code and then you are coming out of the particular loop. So here the output is same as your while and do while, because all the statements whatever we have done was we checked with the condition and we are printing it. Now here, so if I could just check it out, these 3 loops are basically working on the same process, but the difference between the while and do while is somewhat different, where it checks with the condition to the entry level, whereas in the do while it is checking with the exit. Now here in the for loop you are checking with the code in the entry point itself, but we don't mention it because it is given, for loop is given as a flexibility to the user where everything is written onto the single statement. So now next comes with the concept of your nested loops. What is loop? Nested loop is nothing but loop within another loop. When you talk about the nested loop, what happens here is whenever we are executing whenever you are going with the execution of your matrix or something like that, we just go with the nested loop concept where the loop is specified within the another, that is inner outer loop, inner loop. So first outer loop is executed, then once it goes into inner loop will be executed a number of times, then it will check with the outer loop. Like this it goes on. Now for example here, if I could conclude it, now if I could say with the differences here, now first we will execute how the matrix goes again. Now for here, this is representing rows and this is representing the column. If you can say rows and column, that is a matrix is nothing but it is a collection of rows and columns. So what you are doing here is you are printing a 3 by 3 star pattern. So what you are doing here is first we are checking with the row point here. So here it is 1. Okay. Now here it is 1. Okay, there are 3 rows. Okay, now what you are doing here is, and 3 columns are mentioned. So what you are doing, you are checking it is first row and first column. It is true, that is why it is going inside. Now what is the j value here? J is nothing but your column value. So what you are doing, you are just trying to take with the help of your column. So what is this j here? 1 is less than 3. It is true. That is why you are executing the star. Then again you are incrementing your j value. J value is nothing but +1. Now previously it was 1. Now it is incremented to 2. So it just moves its cursor and goes to the second point where 2 is less than or equal to 3. It is true. So it will print the star and it will increment again its value to +1. So j is nothing but 3 is less than or equal to 3. So again the value is going inside and you are printing the value, that is star. Next, after this, the j value has become with 4. So 4 is false, that is why it is going to the outer loop where it is having the value of I as 1. Now 1 is incremented to +1. Now we are going to the second row, that is 2 is less than or equal to 3. Okay, 2 is less than or equal to 3. That is nothing but here we are talking about the second row. Now again it is true, that is why it is going inside, and here again it is j is equal to 1. We are talking about the second row and the first column. So value is true. So that is why you are printing or executing the star. Now again it goes with the incrementing of its j value. That is j value is nothing but your column. It is incremented +1. So it is moving to the cursor and it is printing next star. Now again your value is incremented to +1. So it is j value is incremented to +1. That is again it is 3. So 3 is less than or equal to 3. It is true. Like again what you are doing, you are executing star. Like this. Again j value is incremented to +1. So what happens it is, that is j value has now become 4. It is false. So it is going to the outer loop again. And now previously the state of your I is 2. Okay, previously the state of I was 2. So 2 is less than or equal to 3. It is true. Now that is why we entered all that. Now incrementing I value to plus 1, it becomes 3 is less than or equal to 3. It is correct. So what happens now? Again, it is going inside and executing the other row values simultaneously. So this is nothing but here we are trying to execute the value where in the form of a matrix. So this type of matrices or where we are using the patterns or something like that, we may use or we may come across with the nested loop. So for that reason we are going for the nested loop concepts. Now if you can analyze the differences between your entry control, your looping statements, all that, if you can see the execution time of your while loop may sometimes may not run if condition is false, but it runs at least once with the do while, and it runs based on the counter. Now, when you talk about the use case, when the condition is not fixed, you are not able to execute it. When execution is required at least once, even though it is false, it is executing once. Now, here it depends upon the condition. So, how many iterations are being done, it depends upon the conditions which are being given in the for loop. So, if you can analyze here, these are the different types of loop which are commonly used. That is basically entry control, exit control, and again for loop is also entry control where you are checking the values at the entry itself. Now here, what is the purpose? There are some statements also which we say it is as a control statement. That is here, what is there? That is nothing but a break. What is the purpose of break? Break is nothing but to stop. When you are stopping, when you want to stop particular execution, then what you do is you apply with the break. Break is a keyword. What happens here is break. After that, if you are putting that is we are terminating and we are abruptly terminating the execution, then we say it as break. So for example here I is equal to 1, I is less than or equal to 5, I value is plus 1 is being declared. Now I value is 1 is true. So now 1 value is printed because it is the condition is true. I is again incremented to plus 1. So I value is 2. 2 is less than or equal to 5. It is true. So again it is going inside and incrementing its value. Once it is done, your 2 is less than or equal to 3. It is not the case. It is printing I value and coming. Next again I value is incremented to plus 1. So 3 is less than or equal to 5. It is true. It is going inside. Now checking the I value, that is 3 is equal to 3. It is true. So what you have to do, you have to stop. Abruptly you are stopping, and that is the reason we are able to get only 1 and 2, but we are not able to get the third value. So this is the purpose of your break statement. Now what is a continue? Continue is you are telling to the compiler, you please perform this activity even though you are doing something, even though if you encounter something, if you have come across with a keyword called continue within the statements, you have to say that, that is you are saying explicitly to the compiler that continue is used for continuing, that is continue means to perform its activity. So for example, for int I is equal to 1, in that again I value is true, that is why you are going inside and executing 1. Okay, now here what you are doing here, that is again I value is incremented to plus 1. So I is incremented to 2. 2 is less than or equal to 5. It is true. You are going inside and printing the value as 2. Now here if 3 is equal to 3, what you have to do, don't continue the statement, don't stop in between. Then what you can do is increment the I value and give the value to check the condition, that is 3 is less than or equal to 3. It is for true. That is why you are going inside and you are executing. Then again you are not stopping here, that is I value is incremented to plus 1. 4 is less than or equal to 5. It is true. That is why you are printing the value as 4. Now next is I value is incremented to 5. 5 is less than or equal to 5. It is true. That is why you are going inside and executing the statement as 5. So what do you mean by that? Here continue will perform its activity skipping that particular iteration and it will execute the statements. So this statement continue and a break is a contrary where you exit the loop immediately, whereas in the continuous statement you just skip the particular iteration, rather than printing you perform the other activities. So this is the difference between break and continue. Now here if you can just see, there are some commonly mistakes which you perform at. That is here, if we can just see this here, int I is equal to 1. Okay, and now here you are executing the value of I, you are printing. It is nothing but here the statements are given. Now here in this, I value is 0. Okay, now I did not give the, here it, I did not give any particular increment or decrement. So how many times I have to execute, I did not mention it. So that is the reason it is a wrong way of depicting your loop, where you are able to get infinite loop and you have to stop in between by pressing Ctrl plus Alt plus delete, and you have to come out of that. So if you are giving like this, it is a correct form where you are telling how many times you have to iterate the statements and for how much period of time execution is taking place. All is being explained over here, but you did not mention it over here. That is the reason it is the incorrect form of your infinite loop. Next here, if I could summary all the previous slides, so what we have done was we checked with the while loop, where it is executing based on the condition. If the condition is true, it is executing. That is why we are saying it as iterative. That is, we are saying it as entry control loop. Whereas do while is checked for the because it is checking the condition where the exit, we are saying it as exit control loop, and that is the reason we say at least once. That is, do nothing is not, do while is nothing but at least once you execute and leave something for the user rather than coming out with an empty hand. Next is your for loop, where you are fixing the particular iteration for n number of times. Then again you have your nested loops, where you are having loop inside another loop. Then again you have the, that is your break and a continue statements, where it controls the normal flow of execution by using the break and continue. When you apply break, it is exiting the loop. When you continue, you are skipping the iteration. So the commonly used word for all, that is where it is used for all, that is nothing but it is used in the data processing, it is used in the automation as well as in iteration. So please like and share and subscribe with the CR Digital classes. Thank you.